Welcome back, TCS viewers. It's Chris Nichols here from the camera store.
Hey, it's Jordan from the camera store.
And we've got an interesting torture test for you today because we're torture testing the latest memory cards from some big camera manufacturers. Today we've got the SanDisk Extreme Pro, we've got the Hoodman Raw Steel SD card, and the Panasonic Professional SD as well. These card manufacturers say that these are the most rugged cards on the planet. Basically, all three of these cards are able to go from like plus 80 degrees Celsius to minus 25. You can drop them, crush them,
anything.
You can get them wet, waterproof completely, X-rayed, magnet too. So really, we're going to test how well these can take abuse. And we should just say as a disclaimer, I mean, this is not a scientific lab. As you can see, this is a beautiful backyard. And our tests are not in any way lab controlled. So, you know, this is just for fun. See how these things go. But really, we need some stakes. Hey, I mean, there's no point just saying, oh, let's test it out and see. We really need to make this scary and serious. So I actually went onto Jordan's laptop and I put your wedding photos on here. And I then proceeded to delete them and empty the trash on your computer. Yeah, so I've got 3 copies of your important wedding photos on these cards here, Jordan. Hopefully, one of these is going to survive so that we can keep those safe, because if not, Evelyn is going to kill you.
What?
Alright, so all the 3 companies, Hoodman, SanDisk, and Panasonic, advertise that their cards are able to go to minus 25 degrees and still work great. So we froze them in the freezer last night, and we're also going to test how shockproof these are because we're throwing these cards in ice cubes here at Jordan. So I'm going to throw the next one here. And just test how rugged they are, and then we're going to pop in the card reader and see if they still work. Now, this isn't quite down to the minus 25, but this should be great if you're going to start shooting in wintertime, mountain climbing, any sort of extreme environments. We'll see how these cards turn out. It's our impact test next. I'm going to shoot the crap out of these cards, and we're going to see how they hold up. An interesting side note, those Hoodman Raw cards have a steel plate in the front. We'll see how well that protects them against plastic bullets. Alright, so here's the result of our bullet test here. The Panasonic card survived great, but we did lose the lock button. Now the raw steel card, you can see there's a dent there in the steel plate where it hit, but it survived. It worked great in the computer. Well, you're going to have to tape up this case, though. It's falling apart now. And the SanDisk card, unfortunately, didn't survive. If you look at it inside, we had to crack open the case. Look at the chip. It is cracked by the bullet. So that's our first victim. Let's move on to the next test. Okay, folks, so we've driven over it with the Hala, and you can see here we've got our taped up raw card. It seems okay case-wise, but it's just not reading anymore, so that looks like it has been crushed by that Russian steel. Now, our Panasonic card's kind of worse for wear. We got a lot of gouges on the back from the rocks, but still works, still going, so we're going to bake it next. Alright, here we are in the kitchen. Panasonic SD card is our only survivor, so we're going to bake it in a cookie in my son's Easy Bake Oven and see if you can take the hot temperature test. Should be tasty. It is indeed. Alright, there's our freshly baked Panasonic card, and it still has cookie dough inside it on the contacts. We've cleaned it up. Here's the moment of truth. Let's see if the light comes on, and let's see if it turns on. There we go. We got a light. There's our folder.
if I have some of...
Yeah, of course, sorry. Yeah, here you go. Alright. Well, here's to a tough day of shooting.
Tough day, hard day of rugged testing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, I guess this brings us to our final test.
Yep.
Which is our...
Oh, this was a test?
Yeah, of course. This is our hot water / washing machine / bubble bath 2 dudes in a tub test.
Okay.
And
the renowned,
yeah,
famous test.
I mean, this is what wrecks all cards out there on the market. So let's see if this can do it.
Shame runs them.
Well, we only had 1 card survive. It's
Yeah,
down
just
to the
the
Panasonic
Panasonic.
Pro. So let's see if you're waiting for
made
it
it.
here. Where's the card? It's in here somewhere.
Oh.
Shoot.
No, that's not.
That's I lost
It's
it.
not
Let's see.
yet.
I had it. Where's that
Yeah.
card? I seriously. Where is it? Oh.
Oh.
Oh yeah, there we go. Alright. Alright, Jordan. This is the last card that survived.
Last test.
I hope your wedding photos survive here because I got rid of everything else.
Fingers crossed.
Alright, you've been pretty scared all day. Let's see what happens here.
Well, you kind of put me in this position.
Blue lights on, blue lights on.
Yes.
There's your folder.
And oh,
look at you
look
guys.
how happy we were that
You
day.
look cute.
Yeah. Well, there we go. If you're gonna trust your memories to someone who, for no reason, decides to put you in a terrible position, the Panasonic card's probably the best way to go.
Well, in this particular test for us, with the testing that we tried, and we did terrible things to these cards.
Yeah.
This particular Panasonic card did survive. So
Yeah.
very, very
All
nice.
good cards, but this guy gets the gold medal.
All right, we'll see you again later. There they are.
Hi, Mom.
No, probably not. No.